crew during the free agency special. Adam, before we look back, let's look ahead to today. Trey Hendrickson is still available. Alvin Kamara is potentially on the block. What's going to happen today in your mind?
Well, I think we got some big players that are still out there right now. If you look at the list of players, Trey Hendrickson clearly would be the headline player that's available. He's waiting for the right deal. Like, he's been in discussions with teams. He's trying to make sure it gets to where he wants. It hasn't gotten there. I would imagine we'll get a Trey Hendrickson decision today. It would be surprising if we didn't. You got Rasheed Walker, the offensive tackle from Green Bay, Romeo Doubs, the wide receiver from Green Bay, Caleb Chason out there right now, Caden Ellis, the linebacker. We're waiting on Kyler, Geno, Joe Flacco. Like, you know, it's amazing because I always tell people free agency opens Wednesday at 4, and that's actually reversed. Free agency closes Wednesday at 4, okay? The first day and the second day, it's basically over after the negotiation. And, by the way, we should just drop this ruse of, you know, the legal tampering period or the negotiation. Free agency starts at noon on Monday. That's it. We can stop the ridiculousness of calling it anything else, okay? It's free agency. It's open, and it's basically halfway through, if not more.
Schefter, I want to ask you about the Daniel Jones situations. Reports are that the sides are far apart. He wants $50 million a year. The transition tag that the Colts slapped on him is at 37. Where do things stand with Daniel Jones and the Indianapolis Colts? And are there any other suitors that we should be keeping an eye on for his services?
Well, essentially, Chris, it's a negotiation. They have the tag on him. It's like any player with a tag. These things usually move slower. And look, in my mind, there's really only one place that could even contemplate making a run at Daniel Jones. And I don't think they have the money to do it, and that would be the Vikings. So let's operate under the assumption, which I think is a safe assumption, that they're not going to do it. Well, then he doesn't have a team. He has the Colts, and the Colts want him, and he wants the Colts. So then we're back to a negotiation of the two sides figuring out what's in both their best interests. They both want each other. Go get it worked out. Work it out off the transition tag. I know that they felt like he should have gotten the franchise tag. I think there was a $6 million difference. Transition 37, franchise 43, basically. Okay. I mean, it's not hard. You know, find a common ground, meet in the middle, raise the guarantees, whatever it may be. They'll figure it out.
Well, Adam, let's stick with quarterbacks. We know Malik Willis is off the board. Who do you foresee being the next quarterback domino to fall?
Well, I guess Kyler can't really agree with the team, or maybe he can. You know, when are these agreements really done? Until after he's officially released. But once the team says it's releasing him, and they have, you know, the rules state that you're allowed to go talk to whoever you want. So for all we know, you know, Kyler is close to an agreement with a team. Doesn't have to wait till 4 o'clock, even though, you know, I think I and others have thought that might be the case. But I still think it comes back to right now we've got Kyler Murray, we got Geno Smith out there. Russell Wilson's out there too. Joe Flacco's out. I mean, there are other quarterbacks, but people that I think are linked to Minnesota. Those would be the three guys. Kyler, Russell, Geno, but it certainly sounded like Kyler feels like maybe the lead option there. So I don't know. Like, to me, the Jets are going to still be adding a quarterback or two. The Vikings are going to be adding a quarterback. So you could do the game of quarterback musical chairs. Where you want to place Geno, where you want to place Kyler, where you want to place Russell Wilson. There just aren't that many seats left. So, to me, like, we'll get news from those guys this week, Kyler, Geno. See how it works out.
Shefty, I'm of the belief that there were some moves that happened yesterday. In essence, it's because of this happening that may happen, i.e., Travis Etienne goes to New Orleans. That must mean something for Alvin Kamara. If you look at Mike Evans going to San Francisco, what does that mean for Tampa and the belief in that team? What moves may have triggered other moves that happened yesterday?
A lot, because every move leads to another move, to be perfectly frank with you. So when we're talking about Travis Etienne, that's an obvious one. When he goes to New Orleans on a big money deal, automatically that I think that casts Alvin Kamara's future in New Orleans into, at the very least, question, and I would even say doubt. So, yes. Do I think that the Saints would trade him now if they got an offer? I don't know if they're thinking that right now, but I think eventually they might get to that. And I certainly, think that Alvin Kamara's time in New England might have run its course now. You mentioned the 49ers. No, I don't view Mike Evans' action as having a reaction, because the Buccaneers wide receivers, they have a lot of good young wide receivers, a lot. They re-signed Chris Godwin last year. They drafted Emeka Egbuka. They have Jalen McMillan, Tez Johnson. They have good receivers. They're good. I don't think that's an issue.
Chef.
But there are other losses that I think resonate, like Philadelphia losing Jalen Phillips. That's a big loss. They got to find a pass rusher somehow. And, we can go through and look at each signing like that and think of the reaction to the action. But those are some.
Schefter, the trade market is booming. We saw DJ Moore get moved to the Bills. Yeah. We saw Trent McDuffie get moved to the Rams. We saw Max Crosby get moved to the Ravens. I'm curious to know, based on the draft capital that teams have been willing to give up for premier talent at positions of need, are we going to see any other trigger moves, any other stars that could potentially be on the move this offseason, this next couple of weeks?
Well, first of all, obviously the A.J. Brown situation just is out there. It's just out there. Nobody's made Philadelphia an offer that they can't refuse. We all wait for everything to happen all at once because there's so much activity on the first day of free agency, and I'm going to call it that from now on, the first day of free agency, that you think that everything has to happen then, but it doesn't. There's another, 6 weeks to the draft? And then there's time after the draft. And if we go back to last offseason, it wasn't until August, I believe, that Micah Parsons was traded. So things are always evolving. At the risk of sounding ridiculous, but we are where we are today. This is where we're at. And there'll be situations that unfold and develop. Alvin Kamara, A.J. Brown. Trying to think of other people. I don't know off the top of my head. My head was kind of spinning from yesterday. You have to sit back a little bit and process everything that happened. But those are some obvious ones: A.J. Brown and Alvin Kamara right now.
Well, Adam, we saw Tua Tagovailoa go from Miami to Atlanta yesterday. I'm curious, from what your understanding is, are they planning on him being a bridge quarterback until Michael Penix Jr. returns, or are they hoping that Tua could potentially be an actual answer for them at the quarterback position?
I think first of all, you have Michael Penix coming off an injury. They didn't draft him. They didn't coach him. They don't know him. I think it's the kind of thing where, okay, we're curious about Michael Penix. We're curious about Tua Tagovailoa. They're two lefty. We're going to bring them both in, and let's see what happens. I don't think they know. I don't think we know what's going to happen there. For all we know, Michael can't start the season. Michael Penix. Tua does. He plays well. Last year, the Colts brought in Daniel Jones. And I know that they really like Daniel Jones, but there might have been some people who are saying, well, that's Anthony Richardson's job, right? And Daniel Jones started the season, and had he not gotten hurt, he would have been the guy all year. So I would say that in Atlanta, the quarterback situation, to me, from the outside looking in, is open. It's open. I mean, I don't think anybody's going to be crowned the starter going into training camp.
We're talking with Adam Schefter, ESPN Senior NFL Insider, host of the Adam Schefter podcast. Shefty, one move that I'm keeping an eye on, because I think it has to be done by tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern, correct me if I'm wrong, is Lamar's contract. Kirk Cousins? Oh, well, fill in whatever blank you want. whatever move you want me to focus on. Go ahead.
No. Well, Kirk Cousins is going to be released in the next 24 hours, 24 plus hours. Why does Lamar Jackson's contract have to be done by tomorrow?
No, that's what I was asking you. Sorry, I should have done it more.
No.
It does not. So they could start free agency, fill everybody into their roster with his $75+ million cap hit?
You have to be under the cap at the start of the league year. I don't know. I haven't seen where Baltimore is today, but I know that they lost a lot of players here in free agency, and there's no way. I mean, it's a small detail that I haven't checked on, but there's no way that an organization that sound is just waiting till the last day to try to get under the cap.
Okay,
then
I stand corrected on that, but that's good clarification. So Lamar there's no rush on that. At some point it gets done, obviously, but not right now.
No, I think what you're thinking of it is that everybody knows that at some point a Lamar deal is expected to get done, and the owner, Steve Bisciotti, said recently that he hoped and wanted that deal to be done by the start of the league year, which is tomorrow.
Got it.
But that doesn't mean it will be done by tomorrow.
Understood. Schefter, you're the best. Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Have a great day, everybody.
Adam Schefter joining the show, brought to us by ZipRecruiter. Try it free at ZipRecruiter.com/USL. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. A lot to digest.